All right, welcome back, everyone. We are jumping right into lesson 26 today from A Course in Miracles. Are you ready?
Yes, let's hear it.
Okay, lesson 26. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Pretty powerful stuff right there. It is surely obvious that if you can be attacked, you are not invulnerable. You see attack as a real threat. That is because you believe that you can really attack, and what would have effects through you must also have effects on you. It is this law that will ultimately save you, but you are misusing it now. You must therefore learn how it can be used for your own best interests rather than against them. Okay, because your attack thoughts will be projected, you will fear attack. And if you fear attack, you must believe you are not invulnerable. So interesting how that all works. Attack thoughts therefore make you vulnerable in your own mind, which is where the attack thoughts are. Attack thoughts and invulnerability cannot be accepted together. They contradict each other. The idea for today introduces the thought that you always attack yourself first. If attack thoughts must entail the belief that you are vulnerable, their effect is to weaken you in your own eyes. Thus they have attacked your perception of yourself. And because you believe in them, you can no longer believe in yourself. Oh, that is a really good point. A false image of yourself has come to take the place of what you are. Practice with today's idea will help you to understand that vulnerability or invulnerability is the result of your own thoughts. Nothing except your thoughts can attack you. Nothing except your thoughts can make you think you are vulnerable. And nothing except your thoughts can prove to you this is not so. This next section is about the practice. 6 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. A full 2 minutes should be attempted for each of them, although the time can be reduced to a minute if the discomfort is too great. Do not reduce it further. The practice period should begin with repeating the idea for today, then closing your eyes and reviewing the unresolved situations whose outcomes are causing you concern. The concern may take the form of depression, worry, anger, a sense of imposition, fear, foreboding, or preoccupation. Any problem is yet unsettled which tends to recur in your thoughts during the day is a suitable subject. You will not be able to use very many for any one practice period, because a longer time than usual should be spent with each one. Today's idea should be applied as follows. First, name the situation. I am concerned about Jor. Then go over every possible outcome which has occurred to you in that connection and which has caused you concern, referring to each one quite specifically, saying, I'm afraid will happen. If you are doing the exercises properly, you should have some 5 or 6 distressing possibilities available for each situation you use, and there may be many more. It is much more helpful to cover a few situations thoroughly than to touch on a larger number. As the number of anticipated outcomes for each situation increases, you will probably find some of them, especially those which occur to you toward the end, less acceptable to you. Try, however, to treat them all alike to whatever extent you can. After you've named each outcome of which you are afraid, tell yourself, that thought is an attack upon myself. Conclude each practice period by repeating today's idea once more. Okay, so what stood out to you in this lesson?
Well, the part about how our thoughts shape our reality. You know those attack thoughts, the ones where we think we are being attacked or the ones where we want to lash out at other people, those actually hurt us first. That is what really stood out to me.
I think that is so interesting. It is like we are chipping away at our own sense of security and strength. It is almost like we are creating a self-fulfilling prophecy.
You are right. It really is. When we believe we can attack, then we feel vulnerable.
Yes. And I thought it was interesting that the lesson said, nothing can attack us except our own thoughts.
That is a pretty hard one to wrap your head around.
What do you think it means?
Well, I think it means that we have to separate the external world from our internal world. Bad things might happen around us, but our suffering comes from how we choose to react to them. What happens is one thing, but how we think about what happens is something else entirely.
Can you give an example of that?
Sure. Imagine 2 people are stuck in traffic. One person is furious. They feel like the traffic jam is a personal attack. But the other person uses the time to relax, listen to some music, or catch up on a podcast.
They're both in the same traffic, but they're having totally different experiences.
Right. And that is because of how each person is choosing to think about it.
That is a great example. And the exercises in this lesson are all about identifying those negative attack thoughts. It is about realizing that they are just thoughts and not necessarily the truth.
It is like holding those thoughts up to a mirror and saying, Wait a minute, is this really true, or is this just my fear talking?
I love that analogy. And the lesson is very specific about how to practice this. 6 practice periods, each one at least 1 minute long, focusing on specific situations that are causing us worry. We're supposed to think of all the bad things that could happen and then just tell ourselves that those thoughts are attacks on ourselves.
I think that would be really powerful.
It would, imagine. You are a parent and you are always worried about your kid getting hurt at school.
Lots of parents worry about that.
Every time you start to get scared, you just remind yourself that this thought of your child getting hurt is an attack upon yourself.
That makes sense.
And it's not just for parents. Imagine a student who is being pressured to do something they do not want to do.
Peer pressure can be so hard.
Instead of being scared of what will happen if they don't go along with the crowd, they can just recognize that the thought of being rejected is just an attack on their sense of self-worth.
And once they realize that it is just a thought, they can make a better decision for themselves.
Right. They do not have to be controlled by their fear. So the takeaway for today is that we have to watch our thoughts.
Our thoughts are powerful.
We begin to reclaim our power when we start to question them. And when we do that, we can experience true peace and invulnerability.
It makes you wonder, if the only thing that can truly attack us is our own thinking, then are we inherently invulnerable? Is fear just an illusion created by our minds?
Those are really good questions.
Yeah.
Ones that we can all think about as we go about our day. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We will see you tomorrow for Lesson 27.
See you then.
Bye-bye.